Welcome you all for the whole online classes. We are discussing the chapter thermodynamics and already we are doing level 3 questions. So we will continue the remaining questions of level 3. Okay. Yesterday last question number is 29. The question number is 31. So what is this question is, the tire of a motor car contains air at 50 degrees Celsius. The temperature increases to 35 degrees. The approximate percentage increase in the pressure. Okay, na? So what they ask us to calculate is, tire of a motor car contains air at 50 degrees. So what is the initial temperature T1? T1 is equal to 15 degrees Celsius. And final temperature T2. So T2 is equal to 35 degrees Celsius. So temperature is changing from 15 to 35. The approximate percentage increase in the pressure they are asking us to calculate. Ignore the expansion of tire. Expansion of tire, ignore means in this question volume is constant. So whenever volume is constant, the relation between the pressure and temperature, P directly proportional to T. From this, P2 by P1 is equal to T2 by T1. Then, so can I subtract P2 by P1 minus 1 is equal to T2 by T1 minus 1. Then what I get? P2, they are asking percentage of increase in the pressure. P2 minus T1 by T1 is equal to T2 minus T1 by T1. So this is nothing but delta P by T, fractional change in pressure. So T2 value 35 minus 15 divided by 15. So what I will get answer, which is 20 by 15. Correct error? If I want to calculate percentage of change in pressure, delta P by P, so 20 by 15 into 100. Okay, na? So 20 by 15 into 100, 5 table, 5 3s are 5 table, 5 4. So what I will get answer, 4 by 3 means 1.33. 1.33 into 100. Delta V by P value now. So that is 15. 5 table 5 3s are 5 table 5 4s are 4 divided by P value. So 1.33. 1.33 into 100 is, so that is 13.3. No, the answer they given 13, but we are getting 133. So where anywhere? So can I convert the temperature into Kelvin? If I convert the temperature into Kelvin, so here I did the problem without converting the temperature into Kelvin. So can I convert here? 15 degrees means 15 plus 270. How many days? So 283. 200. So that is 17 plus 15. That is 288. Correct? 288 Kelvin. 35 degrees Celsius means, so 35 plus 273. How much will get? 273 and 35. So 8, 7, 3, 10, 1 and 308, which is 308 Kelvin. Okay, na? So then here T2 minus T1 divided by T1 value. So T2 value will be 308 minus T1 value will be 288 divided by 288 into 100. Correct? If I want the percentage, so delta P by P value, what is 308 minus 288 value? 20 only. 20 divided by, so 288 into 100. Correct? 20 divided by 288 into 100. Then what will get the answer? So you simplify this and finally you get a, so numerator is of 2000. 2000 divided by 288. So approximately you will get the answer is of that. Compulsory temperature conversion. I showed to you. If I not convert the temperature from Kelvin to centigrade to Kelvin, the compulsory temperature conversion is needed. Then only you will get the answer. Compulsory, it is compulsory required. Okay, this is question number 13. Next, the question number 13. important question. In this question number 33, so what they given is there are three samples of same gas X, Y, Z for which specific its ratio gamma is 3/2. Okay, now have the initial same values. In this question number 33, very important model. So in this model, so same gas but taken in three samples. One is X, other is Y, and other is Z. I will write some distance. This is for X, and this is for Y, and this is for Z. Three samples of same gas. So ratio of specific heat given. Gamma value given it as 3/2. Ratio of specific heat gamma is 3/2. So initially having the same volume. Volumes are same. So initial volume V1x is equal to this is V1y is equal to V1z. That is the initial volume. The volume of each samples are double. So volume of each sample is double. That is so 2 times. So V2 value it is double. And by isobaric process in case of Y. So in case of Y, I will write here. This is for isobaric. For isobaric, and Z for isothermal, and whereas X is for so adiabatic. Three samples they have taken whose initial volumes are V, and final volumes are 2V and 2V and 2V. Okay, Dara? And whose initial pressures are, this is called P1x, and this is P1y, and this is P1z. This ratio given, the initial pressure ratio given it as P1x is to P1y is to P1z is equal to 2√2 is to 1 is to 2. Correct? Now they are asking what is the ratio of the final volume. So P2y, P2x is to P2y is to P2z. So ratio of the final volumes are, this is for P2x final pressure, this is for P2y, and this is for P2z. Question understood of us? Three samples of same gas taken whose initial volumes are V, final volumes are double. But how volumes are double? In three different steps. For X, in question it is not clearly given. For X it is adiabatic. If you read the question, so you will get only for Y isobaric and Z for isothermal. But they would have given X for adiabatic process. Okay, Nara? Because there are total 4 processes are there. Which one? Isothermal, adiabatic, isobaric, and isochoric. Anyhow, here volume is not constant. Volume is changing. So none of the processes are isochoric. The remaining 3 are there. One is for adiabatic, and one is for isobaric, and another for isothermal. Correct? Now you tell me. So they ask you. So can I write? So for X, what can I write? It is volume changed from V to 2V. So adiabatically. Here volume changed from V to 2V isobarically. Here volume changing from so V to 2V but isothermal. Can I write? So then what can I able to write? According to for adiabatic process for X adiabatic process now. So what can I write? Adiabatic process PV power gamma is equal to constant. PV power gamma is equal to constant. So what can I write? So P1x into V power gamma is equal to P2x into so 2V power gamma. Why 2V power gamma? That is the final volume is 2V. Then what I get? What is the value of P2x? P2x is equal to P1x into V divided by 2V whole power gamma. So which can be V cancel. So what is P2x value? P1x into gamma value 3/2. That is 1/2 whole power of 3/2. Then what can I write? P2x value is equal to P1x suffix. So this is 1 by 2 cube. 2 cube means can I write root 8? That is 2 cube is 8, 8 root. So what I will get the answer for P2x? P2x is equal to P1x divided by root 8 value 2 root. Understood? This is for which one? For x. Similarly for y. For which one? For y. Y is process. So isobaric process. Isobaric process means pressure value remains constant. That is P2y value is equal to P1 because isobaric means pressure value constant. So y over for z. Isothermal. Isothermal means PV is constant. Correct? So what can I write? P1z into V is equal to P2z into 2. From this, what is the value of P2z? P2z value is P1z into, so V divided by 2. So V cancel. Then what I will get answer? So P1z by 2. Now I got all pressures. Which one? So P1x and P2x I got, P2y I got, and P2z also I got. Now what ratio I want to calculate? Can I write it here? Question understood? So adiabatic process, isobaric process, and the isothermal process. Now what is the ratio of P2x is to P2y is to P2z? P2x value, so this P1x by 2 root is to P1, this is P2, so P2y value is P1 by 1 is to, so this is P1z by 2, but they given the ratio, so what is P1x is to P1 by is to P1z will be equal to this much, that is 2 root 2 by 2 root 2 is to 1 is to 2 by 2. So 2 cancel, 2 root 2 cancel. Final answer is 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. What does it mean? The final pressures are same. Though initial pressures are not same, only initial volumes are same. But different systems are allowed in different process. But according to this given data, so what about that final pressures are same. Okay, Dada? So answer is 1 is to 1 is to 1. This is the question number 33. Important question. Question number 35. So what is this question is, two identical vessels are there. Two identical vessels A and B with a frictionless piston contain some ideal gas at the same temperature. Even this question also important. Question number 35. So what is this question is, two identical vessels A and B, so with a frictionless piston, there are two vessels are there, cylinders, one is for A, other is B, they are fitted with a frictionless piston, so they contain an ideal gas at same temperatures. Initially, both the temperatures are same temperature and same volume. So their initial temperatures also same, and their initial volumes also same. Okay, now mass of A and B are mb and ma. So what are the masses of A and B? Mass of A is ma. And mass of B is mb. Their masses are given. Now gases are allowed to expand isothermally. So they expand isothermally to the final volume. So what is their final volume? Can I call VV initial? Final volume 3. How they expand? So isothermally. Okay, there are final volume. Now what they are asking us to calculate? What is the change in the pressure of the gas in A and B are found to be delta P at 1.5 into delta P. Initially what they given, so they are at the same temperature and pressure. Now what they are asking is the change in the pressure of the gas. For isothermal process, so what can I write? PV value is constant. When PV value constant, so what can I write for A? So P1A into V is equal to P2A into 3. This is for vessel A. So initial pressure P1A, initial volume is V, final pressure P2A, and final volume is given by 3. So V value cancel. So what is P2A by P1A? Actually what happened, P1A will be equal to how much? So 1 by 3. P2A divided by P1A will be equal to 1 by 3. From this, can I subtract P2A value smaller than P1A? So P2A by P1A minus 1, no, this side minus, 1 minus is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3. Then what I will get? P1A minus P2A by P1A is equal to 3 minus 1 by 3. So what I will get? P1A minus P2A value delta P. P1A minus P2A value is delta P. Delta PA value is equal to, so 2 by 3 into P1 into E. Can I write that? 2 by 3 into P1 into E. Similarly for B, for vessel B, so what can I write? So P1B into V is equal to P2B into 3. Correct? So V value cancel. Then what I will get? P2 by P1 is equal to 1 by 3. So what is P1 minus P2? This is P2B, P1B. So that is P1B minus P2B by P1B is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3. Which is given by delta PB is equal to 2 by 3. Understood? But they given delta PA value is equal to delta value 2 by 3 into P1 into A, and delta PB value given it as 1.5 into delta P. 1.5 into delta P value 2 by 3 into P2B. Correct? This is P1B. So 2 by 3 into P1 into B. Okay, that question understood? What is the change in, this is the value of delta P. Change in the pressure for A is given it as delta P, and change in the pressure for B given it as 1.5 into delta. Correct? So now, can I substitute? Can I call equation 1? Can I call it as equation 2? Substituting equation 1 in equation 2. Tell me what I will get. So 1.5 into 2 by 3 into P1A is equal to 2 by 3 into P1B. Okay, now 2 by 3 into P1B. 2 by 3 cancel. 1.5 can written as 3 by 2. 3 by 2 into P1A is equal to P1B. Here you will come to know the pressure value directly proportional to mass. Why pressure value directly proportional to mass? You will come to know in kinetic theory of gases. The pressure of a gas is directly proportional to which one? Mass. Then what can I write? 3 by 2 into, so pressure mass of A, MA, will be equal to mass of B is MB. Then what I will get? 3 into MA is equal to 2 into MB. This is the final relation between the masses of which one? Masses of A and B. Question understood? So these are the masses of which one? A and B. But in question also they need to mention masses of A and B as MA like this, M suffix A and M suffix B. Okay, now that is the relation. Question clear? Only one point remember, why pressure value directly proportional to mass? We will come to know in kinetic theory of gases. There we calculate pressure, we will derive the expression for the pressure. By using that expression, pressure value directly proportional to which one? Mass. This is the question number 35. Next, question number 37. Direct question is: the heat supplied to a diatomic gas at a constant pressure. Whenever pressure is constant, that is which process? Isothermal or adiabatic? So So isobaric process. Now they are asking us to calculate what is the ratio of, this is not dq or delta q. Delta q is to delta u and this is delta w. Delta w. It is not d. Which process? For isobaric process, because they are telling heat supplied at a constant pressure. So that's why for isobaric process, what is the ratio of delta q is to delta u is to delta w. Delta q can be written as N into Cp into dt. Heat supplied at a constant pressure. Delta u can be written as N into Cv into dt. Change in internal energy will be equal to heat supplied at a constant volume. And dW can be written as, so N into R into d. Can I write down? In all the terms, N into dt, N into dt, N into dt cancel. Cp can be written as gamma into R by gamma minus 1. Cv can be written as R divided by, so gamma minus 1. This is gamma into R. Is to how much of R? R term cancel. Then what I get? Multiply with gamma minus 1. So gamma is to 1 is to gamma minus 1. So they given for which gas? For diatomic gas. In given question, which gas? Diatomic gas. For diatomic gas, what is the gamma value? The gamma value is 1 plus 2 by 5. 5 degrees of freedom, which is 7 divided by 5. So then what I get the answer? 7 by 5 is to 1 is to 7 by 5 minus 1. 7 by 5 minus 1, which is 7 by 5 is to 1 is to, that is 2 by 5. So multiply with 5, 7 is to 5 is to 2. 7 is to 5 is to 2. Third option. Many times asked question. Directly we can write. When written I derived also. This is dQp, heat supplied at a constant volume. Du value is equal to, so du you know, heat supplied at a constant volume will be equal to N into Cv into dt will be equal to du. Correct? So that is the question number 37. Next one. So questions are based on integrated diagram or PV diagram. The area under PV diagram will give you which one? Work done. Okay, now see the question number 39. So what is this question is? PV diagram of a system undergoing a thermodynamic transformation is shown in the figure. So system is the work done on going a system from A to B, then B to C is 50 joules. While going from A to B and B to C, so work done by the system, dW. Work done by the system means positive, 50 joules. Work done on the system is negative. And 20 calories of heat so given to the system. So 20, how many calories of heat given? dQ value 20 calories. So 20 into 1 calorie 4.2 joules. So what I will get? 20 into 4.2, that is of 84 joules. This is from where to where? For A to B, not for complete cycle. A to B, then B to C. Now they are asking the change in the internal energy. And one more important point. This is a cyclic process. For cyclic process, the total change in internal energy will be always equal to 0. They are not asking for complete cycle. They are asking only for A to B and then B to C. So they are asking us to calculate what is the value of dV. According to which law? First law. First law of thermodynamics. According to first law of thermodynamics, what can I write? dQ is equal to du plus dt. Then what I will answer? du is equal to dQ minus dt. So du value, dQ value how much? So dQ value 84. Du value you want to calculate. So So dq minus dw. dq is equal to du plus dw. So du value is equal to dq minus dw. And one more important point, what they given? So work done on the system. Here they given work done on the system. This is minus, not work done by the system. Work done on the system, minus 50. So 84 minus of minus 50, which is equal to 134 joules. Question clear? So what is the answer finally? And remember, this is not the answer for which one? Not for complete cycle A to B, B to C, then C to E. So that is the cycle only for, that is the for only for the process A to B, then B to C. Question understood? So this is the question number 13. Next, question number 41. So what is this question is? In this 41, an ideal gas is subjected to a cyclic process involving the four thermodynamic states. The amount of heat and work done in each step is given. So this is one cyclic process. For this cyclic process, 4 steps are there. And then 4 steps, first step heat given. So Q1, always sign convention you know. Whenever heat given to the system is positive, heat taken from the system is negative. So then Q1 value is 6000. Q2 value minus 5500 minus Q3 given, Q4 given, and work done also given. So the ratio of the net work done to net work done by the gas to total heat absorbed, that is called as efficiency. Now last work done they given it as x into G. Now they are asking us to calculate what is x value and what is eta value, efficiency value also. This is one cyclic process. So which cycle they not mentioned, like suppose it is one cyclic process. Okay, one cycle given like this. This is one cycle. Let us suppose, not exactly this cycle. Let us suppose this is one cycle. There are 4 steps are involved, like in Carnot cycle: isothermal expansion, isothermal adiabatic expansion, isothermal compression, and adiabatic compression. Now what they are asking us to calculate is what is x value and what is efficiency value. To calculate x value, so this is for cyclic process. For which process? Cyclic process. For cyclic process, the change in internal energy will be always equal to 0. So du is equal to 0. When du is equal to 0, from first law of TdS, what can I write? dq is equal to du plus dw. From this, du is equal to dq minus dw. But in this given question, du 0 is equal to dq minus dw. From this, what I get? dq is equal to dw. Understood? dq is equal to dw. Otherwise, I can write q net, total heat will be equal to w net. Now total heat value how much? So 6000 minus 5500 minus 3000 minus 3000 plus 3500 will be equal to total work done value. So 2500 minus 1000 minus 1200 plus x into G. So add this 6000 minus 5500, that is 500, minus 2500 minus 2500 plus 3500, so that is of plus 1000 will be equal to here 2500 minus 1000, that is 1500. 1500 minus there how much? 1500 minus 1200, which is of 300 plus x into G. So what is x value? X value is equal to 1000 minus 300. Value of x is 700. So x value calculated. Now how can I calculate efficiency? Efficiency value given by total work done divided by. So efficiency is the ratio between what and what? Net work done divided by which one? Total heat absorbed. So that is W net divided by Q net. To substitute the values now, so you will get the answer is of 10.5%. To substitute total work done by total heat. then you will get the answer. Understood? So this is question number 42. Next, question number 46. This is a question based on heat engine. A scientist says that efficiency of the heat engine which operate between the given temperature of the source and sink. Source temperature given, sink temperature given. Question number 43. So what is the temperature of the source T1? 127 degrees Celsius. 127 plus 270. How much around? 400 Kelvin. And what is the temperature of the sink? So they given it as 27. 27 plus 270. 300 Kelvin. How can I calculate efficiency? If it is a Carnot heat engine, 1 minus T2 by T1. 1 minus T2 value 400 by 300. So 0 0 cancel. T2 by T1. Sorry. So 300 by 400. 0 0 cancel. Then what I will get? 4 minus 3 by 4. So what I will get answer? 1 by 4. If I want percentage into 100. 1 by 4 into 100 or 0, that is 0.25 into 100. So what is the answer? 25%. The maximum efficiency of the heat engine will be of 25%. Now that scientist is telling efficiency 26%. Is it possible or not possible? It is impossible. It is not a possible. So compulsory for a given temperature of the source and the sink, efficiency will be 25% only. Efficiency will be never be more than this value. Maybe it may be less than also. Sometimes due to some other factors, the efficiency may be less than 25%, but never be greater than 25%. So this is the question number 42. Next, question number 45. So this is the question based on refrigerator. What is this question is? An ideal refrigerator has a temperature, freezing point temperature is minus 30 degrees. So low temperature means that is the temperature of the sink. So T2 value minus 30. Minus 30 plus 270. Compulsory conversion, which is of 260 Kelvin. And performance factor they given. Coefficient of performance is 5. They are asking us to calculate what is the temperature of the air source. What is beta formula? Beta is equal to T2 divided by, so T1 minus T, so which is 260 divided by, so T1 minus 260. Simplify this. Beta value 5. 5 is equal to 260 by T1 minus 260. Then cross multiply 5 into T1 minus 5 into 260 will be equal to 260. Set that 5 into T1 is equal to 260 plus 5 into 260. Then finally what I will get? If I take 260 common, 5 plus 1 6. So that is 5 into T1. What is T1 value? So 260 into 6 divided by 5. 5 T1. 5 5 is 25 and 5 2. Correct? 5 5 is 25, 5 2. So what is T1 value? Which is given by, so 52 into 60, 6 So what will get answer? 2 6 are 12, 6 2s are 12. So 130, 312. So this is the value in Kelvin, but all answers are given in centigrade. T1 given by 3112 minus 270. So what will get answer? You get 39 degrees Celsius. Understood? This is the temperature of the air. Okay na? That is coefficient of performance. So next question. Question number 47. Direct question. So during expansion, you know that during expansion, so they given PV diagram for forces. Now they asking out of this 4, which is for adiabatic. Which is for adiabatic? You check it out. First one. So first one for which one now? In first one volume constant. Volume constant means, so which is first one is isochoric process. Isochoric process. Whereas in fourth one, which is constant? Pressure is constant. So that is isobaric process. isobaric process. Now only the doubt is for isothermal and adiabatic. Second one or third one. So you know that for isothermal, you know that during expansion, so which will be stepper? Isothermal is stepper. Then which one? Adiabatic. So second one for which one now? So second one for adiabatic, and the last one for third one for isothermal. Only the problem is with the isothermal and adiabatic. Out of these two now, why which one should be isothermal, which one should be adiabatic means. So slope of adiabatic curve is gamma times the slope of isothermal curve. What is the slope? Adiabatic curve will be gamma times the slope of isothermal. That's why. So which will be slope of adiabatic should be greater. Out of the second one and third one, which slope is greater? Second one is greater. Compare with which one? Third one. So due to that reason, what happened? So second one is for adiabatic, third one for isothermal. Understood, Anna? Even graph questions like this model also very important. Last question. Question number 49. Consider the PV diagram given below. Then, out of the following diagram, which one represent the temperature versus pressure graph? These models are very important in this chapter. Even we got only one question, but many models are there based on the graph only. So this is graph drawn between the pressure and volume. So graph will be a rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola P inversely proportional to V. P inversely proportional to V means you know that. So pressure inversely proportional to V at where at a constant temperature. So temperature value will be kept constant. Here they given point 1 and point 2. When you go from point 1 to point 2, what happened to pressure? Decrease. Pressure value decrease. Now they are asking us to calculate. So graph drawn between corresponding to the same process. What is the graph drawn between temperature and pressure? No doubt. This is for isothermal process. In isothermal process, what happened? Isothermal process, temperature remains constant. That's why. So graph this is right. In this only which is varying, pressure is varying. So when I go, this is which point? Second one, first one. So when you go from whatever first to second, pressure is decreasing. Whereas second to first, pressure is increasing. Understood? So even point also important. Which point I need? All graphs are very close. In this graph, pressure is constant, but here in pressure not constant. So in this graph remain here. So volume is constant. When volume constant, pressure directly proportional to temperature. Even this graph also not correct. This graph also not correct. But these two graphs are looking same. Then what is the difference here? When you go from 2 to 1, so 2 to 1, pressure is increasing. When you go from 1 to 2, pressure is decreasing. But here pressure is increasing. That's why this is 2, this is 1. So this is the graph question. Understood? And this is about the questions of which one? Thermodynamics of our material. And by this, so thermodynamics all questions are completed. Okay. So in the next class, we will start a new chapter, that is kinetic theory of gases. Thank you.